Hi, I am author Laura Diehl, grief coach and mentor, and also founder of GPS Hope. Today, I want to talk to you about an email I received, and it's from a mom who wrote to me very frustrated about the fact that her son was fighting cancer, and at the end, he was kind of in and out of things, and all of her adult children had a chance to, in a moment of his clarity, talk to him and share their heart with him before he passed. And this mom didn't get that chance. There was one moment of clarity where he recognized her, and then he was fuzzy again. And she loved having that one moment where he saw her and recognized her and lit up, but was also frustrated that it wasn't long enough for her to be able to share her heart with him before he left. And that was very upsetting and frustrating to her, and it continues to be that way. And I wanted to share with you the email that I returned to her when I wrote back to her, because I think it might be helpful to a lot more people than just this one mom. And what I wrote is there are going to be plenty of times when you are just in pain and angry at some point and nothing seems to help. I hear from parents who want to see their child in their sleep. Other family members have dreams and tell the parent about those dreams, which gets them even more upset. And they think things like, I'm the mom, I loved this person, I love my child more than anyone. Why aren't I seeing her? I want to see her in my dreams too. And they are very angry and frustrated that other people are seeing their child in their dreams, but they aren't. Or there were people who got to say goodbye, but the parent wasn't one of them, and they're so upset and angry that God didn't make sure that they were there as the parent when it happened. And I can relate to that one myself, because the night that my daughter Becca died, she was up at Madison University Hospital. I had just seen her earlier that day, and something in me just felt like I need to get back up there. Now, it was an hour trip for me to drive up there. My other daughter got in the car with me. It was just one of those feelings I had. You're probably hearing rain hitting my awning here. We're at a campground. We live in a motorhome, so you get to hear what I hear and see what I see. But anyway, I hopped in the car because I felt like something was wrong. I needed to get back up there. And while I was on the way, it was a dark and stormy night. It really was. And I was on the way, and I got a call from her husband saying she coded. Her heart had stopped, and they were trying to get it going. He called again saying the doctors asked how long he wanted them to keep working on her. And I said, well, I guess kind of leave it up to the doctors is my thought. And he said, okay, well, I'll tell them to keep working. And the third phone call, as I was driving, was to say that she didn't make it and they had to give up on it. So instead of seeing her having this gut feeling I needed to get back up there, I ended up at the hospital to see her body. And that is something that I can be very angry at God about if I choose to be, because why would I have this gut feeling that I needed to get back up there, and yet he let her die before I could get up there and say goodbye or be there with her when this happened. And those kinds of things, they just don't make sense to us at all. There just aren't answers to these questions on this side of heaven. But they are questions that we need to ask, and we need to hammer them out until we get to the point where we are too exhausted asking anymore, and we resign ourselves to not knowing in a way that allows us to move past those hurtful things that are keeping us from being able to move forward towards a measure of healing to be able to function again in our lives. And I told this mom, you aren't there yet, and I'm not surprised because this is still so early and so fresh for you. And I'll close with this by telling you what I told her. I know these may sound like empty words, but Keep hanging in there. One day, one breath, one tear at a time, if that's where you are. And here at GPS Hope, we pray for you. You're in our hearts. You really are. So if you haven't connected with us, please do so. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and click the notification button so you know when other videos come out. Check out our website, gpshope.org. You'll find out more about me, books, podcasts, blogs, resources that we have for parents who have lost a child.